What the heck is going on, everybody? Lunchtime here, bringing you a nade spot tutorial for Modern Warfare 2. We're going to be going in depth on positioning, placement, and timing for these nade spots. And hit subscribe down below if this video helps your gameplay. And let's get right into it. We're hopping on board with the Fortress. For this first one, on the defensive side, you're going to throw it over the right building. As you see, while I'm cooking up the nade, there are three kind of lines on the castle straight ahead. We're going to line pretty much over that first one. Aim your center dot pretty high in the sky, jump and throw, and then it will land on these stairs over here. A lot of people are pushing those stairs to go up to A-bomb in the first place, so just having any means of getting them weak or taken care of before you push onto site is very beneficial. I should mention as well, we're focusing on CDL maps and modes early on. If y'all are interested in seeing more videos like this and want me to do more maps, definitely let me know in the comments down below. There's another nade spot for those stairs, but it's a little bit deeper this time. What you do is push up to the open gate, kind of line up with that second line on that same wall we were talking about earlier, jump and throw, and then it will also land on those stairs, but a little bit deeper, almost getting the people on the head glitches on the van and the planks of wood, or whatever that one's called. Logs. Now for an offensive nade. This one directly from the spawn, you're going to send it up and over that very last opening in the wall. This is a jump and throw, and it lands closer to the hay bale / open gate area on the defensive spawn. A lot of people will sit on these head glitches to watch the B cross, and I'm about to show you another nade for the same spot so that if you have a teammate that throws the nade at the same time, even if they have flak jacket, you should be totally fine and getting the kill on the person sitting hay bales. Now the other one is from a little bit closer to the B cross. You're going to line your center dot up with that third wood plank poking out, walk forward, jump and throw, and then it should land pretty much directly on the hay bales, very close to where that last nade landed. So like I said earlier, if you time this up with a teammate, that's a free kill pretty much every round. Heading back onto the defensive side of things, you don't even have to jump for this nade, but if you send it directly over that building. So my body positioning, as you can see on the minimap, is very close to that wooden box directly behind the horse. You aim your center dot above the wire and just send it straight up. Don't worry about jumping, and it will land on the head glitch by the milk truck. The timing should also work that if anybody is crossing B, they will get tagged by the nade. In terms of strategy, on search and destroy, I would send this nade before busting open the B doors and chow anybody on the cross that might have gotten weak to your nade. This next nade is from the offensive side, and it's probably the one that you'll use most often. It's directly from the spawn. You look up higher than you think you should. In terms of my body positioning, I'm underneath the stairs right here. Just aim about halfway between the top of the building and the wire above you. You have to jump with this one and send it. And as you can see in the kill cam, it lands pretty much immediately as they're pushing out of open gate. So anybody trying to cross on a site will get tagged up by this nade. Another great defense strategy with the nade spots. If you see this spot right here, you can keep an eye on the open gate and watch people as they cross towards a bomb. So we just saw my boy Dawkins cross there. Speaking of Dawkins, this man spent like 2 hours out of his day helping me with these nade spots. I'm going to pin his comment in the comments down below. Please show him some love for being kind enough to help me with this video. He did not have to do that, but he's the freaking goat, so thank you, Dawkins. Anyways, once you see somebody cross towards a bomb, from this spot here, next to these double doors and by the horse, you look straight up to that small cloud. You look forward, you don't even have to jump, and you send it straight up overhead. It will land on the person trying to plant bomb and kill them on the opposite side, or get them weak for your teammates to tag up if they're pushing from open gate or something like that. And that's all for the Fortress. We are moving on to Breenbergh Hotel. This first nade spot is for the top left. A lot of people will go here every single round, and you're not going to kill somebody every time you go here, but if you send that nade as you're walking up towards Cell Heady, you line up a little bit left of the plant. You don't even have to jump. You just send it before jumping on top of the head glitch, and you can either team nade this to get a free kill, or jump on top of the head glitch and chow it as the nade is exploding, so you get even more help with the gunfight. Now, if you happen to find yourself with a cell head glitch and nobody chowed top left, you didn't use the nade, a lot of people will sit on the back head glitch or to the deep right underneath the bedroom. And for whatever reason, people seem to sit there for free. So if you clear out the top left and bedroom and come over here to the left side, this is a very simple nade, but it's one to keep in mind. If you line the nade up there and send it, it will bank off the wall and roll far enough to the right to kill people that are on the head glitch or sitting in the deep right corner, maybe watching the cross to the A-bomb. Now, staying on the offensive side and talking about a mid push, people like to sit on those head glitches back there closer to the defensive spawn. If you go over to this wall, you should be safe from pretty much everything except the mid cut to your right. All you have to do, line up the nade in between the middle opening of the ceiling, jump and toss, and it should land directly on top of that head glitch that washes over mid. This one might be more useful in a hard point. People won't really sit here on S&D as much unless you're paying attention to how people are playing, but still a very important nade to keep in mind. Heading over to the defense, this is a direct counter to that nade that we were talking about earlier from Cell Heady. On your way to the top right, behind this door right here, you will send your nade up, jumping as you throw and lining your center dot up with the very bottom of that ceiling. And as y'all will see in the kill cam, it travels up and over and through. This one bounces on top of the Cell Heady and then kills them from there. However, I'll show you another one from that same spot, same rush route, this time just a little bit to the right, lining up with that same part on the roof, jumping and throwing, and now banking that a little bit to the right, lines it up perfectly so that if anybody is sitting on the stale head glitch or that right desk, they'll both either get taken out or at least injured by this nade, with perfect timing for you to chow from the right. Now for another pretty simple nade, if you find yourself pushing couches and your teammate calls out somebody on the same head glitches back there, you can bank it off of this column to also kill them from the same spot. If you pair this with the teammate using the nade previously, let's say you're playing like 2v2s or just double challenge, this double nade will kill anybody on these back desks. And last nade for this map, again from the defensive side, as you're going towards B, once you cross this waterfall area, you're going to send a nade straight up and over the corner of the building with a jump, and this will land on that same mid wall that we sent a nade from earlier. This is a surprisingly consistent nade as well, and the timing works out perfectly, so as they're running towards mid, they'll get taken out. This is a great nade to pair with the B push, or if you're playing hardpoint, working towards that first hill control if you're pushing the B side as well. Now for Asilo, there's not a crazy amount of nade spots on this map because a lot of it is indoors, but people love to sit on this brick head glitch over there watching over B in the mid lane. If you have a frag grenade and are playing keg lane, all you have to do as you're pushing up is line with the bottom of the first wire. You don't have to jump with it, just send it straight up. And as you see in the kill cam, this will bounce off the tin roof and explode on anybody that's sitting at that brick head glitch. Now the other head glitch from the defensive side that you have to worry about is top AC. This nade is extremely hard to hit with a frag grenade, so I'll show you a Simtex version a little bit later. But in case you find yourself here with a frag from the same spot on Keg's lane, you will line up with the right side of the awning and aim about halfway between the awning and the wire, jump and throw, and this will land on anybody playing AC. Now, like I said, the frag grenade version of that is very inconsistent, so simply putting on a Simtex will save you from people on this head glitch. It's a lot easier. All you have to do is line up with the AC, jump as you're moving forward and throw it, and it will blow up pretty much the second that it gets to that AC. Now, for the defensive side, if you're nading the exact spot we were just at, all you have to do is line up with the X on this wall, cook a nade towards the top wires as you're pushing up towards mid, and it will land directly behind that wood head glitch right there. Pretty common spot for people to be going on offense. Now, this nade spot turned out to look pretty funny when we were recording it, but this is a good idea to keep in mind as you're pushing towards A on the offensive side. If you can stun and then nade open those double doors, or even in terms of general strategy, if you just stun open those doors to look bottom pool or people pushing A, you will catch people off guard there all the time. So in this particular instance, we happen to pair it with a nade, but this is just a general strategy to keep in mind when playing the defensive side of the right. Now for that same side of the map, as you're pushing towards the right, if you send the nade up and over that second wire, it will land in the deep right and kill anybody that's pushing from their spawn towards cell tower. This is a good counter if you notice that people are playing that side of the map a lot more often. This one is for people that are pushing soccer field. As you're going towards the bottom mid double doors, you will line your nade just a hair over that white tent and then jump as you throw it as well. Go more so for distance than height, and as y'all will see in the kill cam, it rolls down the soccer field and will tag anybody up working their way towards these boxes on the right side of their map. Next two are very simple nades that counter a bomb. If y'all have played this map in Search and Destroy, you know that people love to sit on the couches on that close left corner of A. So what you can do from bottom pool, first clear out kegs, of course, but what you want to do is bank the nade directly off of that green wall, and it will take out anybody or at least tag them up as they're camping behind the couches. The nade should roll far enough back so that even if they're laying down behind the couch, this will get them weak. Now the other corner that people will sit in on A is closer to the back right door. What you'll want to do from top mid is cook the nade for a little bit before bouncing it off the ground, and it should blow up and get anybody that's working the close right. Moving on to Embassy. There's a ton of cheeky nade spots for this map. It's one of my favorites for Search and Destroy. The very first one is from the offensive spawn. You want to line up with those two bars on the roof. As you jump and send it over, this one explodes the vans on their way to Xbox. If y'all don't know the Xbox call out, that's what this next nade is for. You will recognize the spot once we show it. The nade is very hard to hit, but if you can line this up consistently, there will be somebody Xbox pretty much every round. So this is a super helpful nade spot to keep in mind. Kind of between those same two bars, but standing a little bit closer. As you see on the mini map, I'm about halfway between that first van and the wall behind me. You line up a little bit to the right, almost closer to that left side of the right bar. Line your dot up just barely with that highest part of the roof before jumping and sending the nade up and over the roof, banking off of that wall behind, and then exploding directly at the Xbox. As we talk defense, there's a couple of nades towards that B cross. This first one goes a little bit deeper towards that palm tree head glitch. Now you line up pretty much on the stairway and send that nade a little bit left of the AC unit while jumping with it. to kill anybody back at that palm tree. The problem with this nade is that if anybody is going fast onto the B bomb site, it will land too deep to hurt any of them, or at least deal any useful damage. So on the same staircase, if you aim a little bit higher while jumping with it, it lands pretty much in front of the sign, and the timing works out well. So if anybody is dolphin diving across to the B bomb looking to get a free plant, you should be able to tag them up with this nade before you even chow it from that far left side. This nade spot is for that exact same spot, but as you're pushing top AC. So you line up with the AC units on top of the building. Your center dot will go higher than you think, even further than the corner of the close building. You don't have to jump with this one, just send it straight up. And as you're chowing the left AC, it should blow up on the sign for anybody that's crossing B. Now this nade spot is pretty simple, but from the defensive spawn, literally where you spawn, you just send it up and over the A bomb, jump alongside it, and it should blow up the truck in the back spawn. If the offensive side is trying to go for an A bomb push, they will get punished by this nade, so be sure to learn it. There's another way to nade those trucks, but from the middle of the map. So one of my strategies is pushing up over to the mid, watching the bathroom window straight ahead, and then I'll work left towards B. However, if I'm playing 2v2s and my teammate's going B side, A bomb is pretty much all the way open. So what I'm trying to do with this nade is from the mid lane, sending it up and over the right side of the middle bar, line up your center dot with pretty much the top of the close building corner. You jump and throw. Make sure you clear bathroom window, of course, so you don't get caught off guard throwing this nade. But as you jump and throw, it will land on that same truck that we were just talking about. If anybody is trying to push up A side, they will get punished by this nade. For an offensive nade, pushing towards B bomb, this one's a little bit risky because you're kind of open to Xbox as you're crossing. But if you look straight up and send that nade towards the AC unit, it will bounce there and land at the exact same time that they get there. Now, again, you're going to be vulnerable to anybody pushing Xbox and watching the B cross, but it's a good nade to keep in mind, and it's really easy to nade AC just by looking straight up anywhere near that B bomb site. Another helpful one to keep in mind, this is mainly for the teammate that's not pushing onto B bomb, but if you nade that deep right ladder off of the offensive spawn, it should land there pretty much as your opponents are getting there. A lot of people will push out from this ladder area and try to get anybody tagged up that's pushing B bomb. So pairing a nade with this area is super helpful when pushing on offense. And last but not least for this video is Mercado. This map is the most important map to know nade spots on in all of Modern Warfare 2, at least on the competitive side so far. A team with good nades completely changes the game on this map. The first one is from the offensive side with a frag grenade. As you're pushing towards the double doors, you'll notice the satellite on the building in front of you. You want to line up a little bit left of the satellite. You don't have to jump with this one, just send it up and over the red tarp, and it will land on the shortcut immediately as people are pushing out towards the bomb site. Now there's a Simtex version of the same spot that's also really useful. As you're pushing the left A lane, you send it over the left side of that building, and it will land in the exact same spot. That way, if you're double rushing A, you can have a teammate send it from the first nade spot, and another teammate send the Simtex from this spot. And even if they have flak jacket, it will be a free first blood on the people pushing A. And from a strategy standpoint, even if the team notices you are sending these nades, they'll have to slow down or use a trophy before pushing A, so that will give you better control of the site. Now, if they try to counter those previous nades by hitting the long route towards A, all you have to do is send the nade from a little bit further back and a little bit further left, and the nade will end up landing in that back left alley as they're pushing up towards A from there. And here from the defensive side, this nade is a lot harder to hit consistently, but if you can get it down, teams will not know what to do on their offensives. They will feel incredibly stuck. What I like to do is I start cooking the nade once I pass this traffic cone heading up towards mid. I line it up halfway between the corner of the left building and the satellite on the right building. Look up just a little bit before jumping and throwing, and this is a huge counter to the fast A push on offense. This next one is for the teammate that likes to chow mid. As you're pushing up underneath the arch, you line up with the left side of that tower on the roof, jump and send it, and this will land directly on the mid hedges that chow mid. Even if you do not kill them with this nade, if you pair this up with the chow, you'll get them weak enough so that all you have to do is use a bullet or two before you win that gunfight deep mid. And the very last nade spot is for this yellow van on the opposite side of mid. A lot of people like to chow from there. As you're running towards mid, you'll see there's a cross section between these two red tarps. All that you have to do is look straight up between them. You don't have to jump, just send the nade. And as I jump out here, you'll see it blows up the yellow van and takes care of anybody that's sitting on the head glitch, regardless of whether or not they have flak jacket. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm definitely down to do more videos like this in the future. Just let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I will catch you next time at lunchtime.